You already know this is about to be stupid.
How about the range? I'm feeling strange. I might be crazy. None of your face me. I took a sip, I'm not acting my age. I took a trip, now they got me on stage. How about the range? How about the range? Whoa, this a new range, new page. Got me in a new country, new stage. I ain't signed no deal, I'm too paid. I do not have chill, I'm too crazy. I do not take L's, I'm too Brady. I might be frosted, I'm not flaky. Don't know what it cost me, it's all gravy. Turn on that faucet and just pay me. Whoa, we gon' get it, bring it back. Maybe Donald is a Mac. Couple bottles, empty glass. New machine, I'm sending facts. Bump the headline, check the facts. I'm not a gangster, but I'm a gorilla. Hop on them drums when I'm feeling J Dilla. Come get your lady, cause I'm a just stiller. How about the range, whoa? Hey, yeah, I'm feeling strange, whoa. How about the range? I'm feeling strange. I might be crazy. None of your face me. I took a sip, I'm not acting my age. I took a trip, now they got me on stage. How about the range? How about the range? Whoa, there's no comparison. Black in America, a little too arrogant. I just embarrass y'all niggas irrelevant. I shouldn't have mentioned it, that's royal etiquette. Out of my element, way too intelligent. Grab you a therapist, send him my sentiments. Neck full of sediments, caught me a Tesla and skirt through the valley.
He's on fire!
Silicon Valley. All of this cake, but I'm missing the patty. Might mess around and just move to Miami. Drums are so loud that they break in the chassis. King of the grass like a Lionel Messi. I am not crass, but my mental is messy. Mud in my glass while my pencil is sketching. All these rappers, but no one impressed me. Most of them actors that labels as testing. How about the range? Whoa. Hey, yeah, I'm feeling strange. Whoa. How about the range? I'm feeling strange. I might be crazy. None of your face me. I took a sip, I'm not acting my age. I took a trip, now they got me on stage. How about the range? How about the range? Whoa. How about the range? I'm feeling strange. I might be crazy. None of your face me. How about the range? Whoa. Yeah, I'm feeling strange. Whoa.
Shampoo my crotch.
The following program is rated TV MANOC. It contains a big pair of nuts directly on your chin. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
The Second Amendment, like all other rights, is not absolute.
Shit is gonna go down.
We need to ban assault weapons and high-capacity magazines.
Would that include a bullet from this gun?
Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, you ain't black.
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
Swole normal.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Testing, testicles. Welcome, everyone, to episode 24 hundo and 52 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gangcast, mancast,
Pimpcast, Sleevescast, and Slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex. We all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, busses, hustlers, and your hoes? It's your boy, Papa Swolio, back with another episode. And today's episode, the Beastcast, is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Everson K2 Flex and all you beach.
It's the fucking Catalina wine mixer. It's the fucking Catalina wine mixer.
What's going on, fam? Welcome to the show. Happy Sunday Fun Day. It is Sunday, January the 20th, and of course, that means that it's our Red, White, and Swole Sunday Fun Day, Q and Anus. So let's get a little America for these beaches. Yeah! We will take only questions today, so you could start dropping them in the comments down below. Hashtag Ask Papa Swolio. Hashtag Ask Papa Swolio. Drop your questions in the live chat. We have some from Instagram. We'll take live questions. We will shoot the shit, so whatever you want to talk about, drop that in the chat down below. And of course, if you're not yet a member, make sure that you are joining over at swolenormousx.com. Jump on those Fuck Your Resolution specials right now, because tomorrow, Monday, the 23rd, I'm going to put that right here in the corner. Maybe I'll just do that. I don't want to cover the flag. So I want to respect. We're going to put that in the corner. So tomorrow, Monday, the 23rd, 12 noon Eastern time, we have our live accountability meeting. So every single week on Monday, we have an accountability meeting. It's a live call with myself and other members of the fam. Members call in, ask questions. We have an integrated live chat. We release new stuff. We talk shop. So it's very casual, but the best way to start the week. A lot of people look at Monday as a negative. So back in the day, we always did our meetings on Monday because we kick it off the right way. So if you don't want to miss a single private stream, join the fam today. Also, this coming Thursday, we have a roundtable. This coming Thursday, we have a roundtable at 5 p.m. Eastern time on Thursday. Every 2 weeks, we have our group call, 2 hours on a Thursday evening. It's fantastic. These are epic. But of course, when you join the fam, you get all the previous roundtables. And we're up to 35 this coming week. 35, roundtable 35, going down this Thursday. And of course, last Friday, we had an overtime segment, brand new DWG. It was fucking lit. That's available for members. I don't know if we're going to be posting that one because if you were there on Friday, I don't think that is one. We can't really share any of the DWGs on the public channels, but this one, I mean, it's just about like dick sucking, essentially. It's about a whorish cop. So maybe we can get away with it, but we'll see. But anyway, members, you already have access to that. So hopefully you watch it and drop a comment when you check it out in Swole TV. Anyway, lots of stuff for members. Learn more in the description below, swolenormousx.com. And I hear you, TCAP. TCAP says, I always learn the most from the roundtables. Not sure why that is. Just seems to work that way. I think it's just because of the type of questions that are asked. I think it's because in the roundtables, everyone's so chill and relaxed. You're able to explain in depth what you're trying to achieve and get a little bit more specific and flesh it out a little bit. If you're just asking a question on Instagram, it has to be really short because it has to fit in the caption. If you're typing on YouTube, you might be walking around. Hopefully you're not driving or you're doing something. You know, you're typing it all out. It's in the live chat. We have a pace with the show, so we can't go super in depth with all questions. So I think when you're having a free-flowing conversation, it's just more human. When you're just typing and texting, you're communicating with other humans, but it's not the same as just an audio conversation when you're just talking on the phone. So it's really casual. And I think that's why people's brains relaxes. The brains relax. You're able to explain a little bit more because we're all used to talking on the phone. We're humans. And the texting kind of just makes things more segmented. It's hard to explain sometimes when you are texting. You can't get the emotion. You can't get the feeling behind it. It's just black and white text kind of thing. So anyway, maybe that's what it is. I think that's what it is. Regardless, the roundtables are awesome. So this Thursday, it's coming up. So we'll see you there. All right. Drop some questions in the comments down below. Hashtag Ask Papa Swolio. Let's bust the nut open first, and we'll just take questions so you can start dropping them in the comments. Let's fucking go. Let's get the Falcon. Busted open. Falcon. Put some respect on it. Yes, beaches. All right, yeah. Hashtag 7 pillars for a chance to win today's Swole card. And cheers, Leo, you raging alcoholic. Okay, cheers. Okay. Hashtag 7 pillars. If you don't know what the 7 pillars are, head on over to swolenormousx.com and download your free copy of the Siete Pillars. I'll put them on the right side of your screen. A lot of you know them already, but there's a lot more that goes into them, and you can check it all out with the free downloads. You get 3 downloads, you get the audiobook, you get the Beyond 7 Pillars ebook, and of course, you get the 7 pillars themselves. You could also, if you really want to flex those 7 pillars, check out papaswolio.com. Use code Daily Swole for 10% off, but check out the 7 pillars flag. I have one on the wall. I think that's the best way to flex your 7 pillars. So if you didn't know, we have flags over there on the store. We always show shirts and stuff like that, but there's some awesome flags, and I think that's the best one just because the Go the Fucking Gym flag and the Swole Fam flag are great, but also that one, you can just look at it every single day and you never forget to attack your 7 pillars. Let's get a little look at the Tainty Man first before we get into some questions. Oh my God. He's so cute. He's so cute. Oh, so cute and so tainty too. Ridiculous. All right, fam. Let's get into some questions. We got our first one. What we got? Jess.
What's in the box?
Well, there's no ego here. This is from Jess, the Most Beautiful Queen on Instagram.
Inconceivable!
Okay, Jess. What's your favorite thing to have to eat?
Boom shakalaka!
But I'll go with steak. I'll go with steak because this is a family friendly show. Family friendly show. Okay, next question. Andrew, what are your thoughts on the people that talk about vegetables being toxic because of defense chemicals and shouldn't be eaten? Do you agree or disagree with them? It's a general way of discussing it, but I think I agree more than disagree. So if people that have autoimmune issues address their nutrition with an elimination diet, most people are going to find that when you cut out most vegetables, you're going to feel a lot better. It doesn't mean that some people can't handle certain vegetables. It doesn't mean that you can't cook the shit out of them to eradicate or to minimize the risk of having an immune response. But most people that have autoimmune issues that suffer from like joint pain or brain fog or bloating or this gastrointestinal distress, whatever it is, it usually comes down to vegetables. It usually comes down to plant foods. And of course, lower quality animal foods. You can eat low quality, sick animals and X, Y, and Z. So again, elimination diet is going to help you navigate that. But many people will find that foods that you've been told your entire life, oh, eat your vegetables, these are healthy, eat your greens, eat your vegetables. It's pretty nonsensical. You need your nutrients, and there's many different places to get them. But most easily and readily absorbable or absorbed is from animal proteins and fats and organ meats and such. But it's very logical. It's very logical, and it's evolutionary. So animals protect themselves with, animals don't secrete like mammals. They don't secrete poisons and such. They have fangs and claws to defend themselves. Plants don't. So if plants want to reproduce, and it's not they sit there consciously like, I'm a plant, I want to reproduce. It's just what these organisms have evolved over billions of years to do. And plants have seeds. A lot of times they have, for example, fruit, which has the seed in the middle most often. And when the animals eat the fruit, which the plants want you to eat, they're tasty, they're delicious. And then the animal eats the fruit, drops the seed on the ground, and or eats the seed and then shits it out because you're not digesting it. And then the fecal matter fertilizes the seed, and then more plants grow. So it's evolution, it's adaptation. So the plant doesn't want itself to be eaten. And again, it's not as a human conscious want. It's just, it's not ideal. Why would the plant evolve to get consumed? Then it's dead. What it wants to do is spread its seed so more plants can exist and to grow and to spread. BK. So using just logic and common sense, and Evolution is logical. There's a reason. Adaptations are logical. Adaptations are the result of environmental factors and survival factors. And it's all survival of the fittest. Plants that cannot adapt, if the climate changes drastically and the plants are not able to adapt en masse, then they're going to die off. But certain plants or certain strains of a certain plant might be more resilient. And guess what? Those plants are going to perpetuate. Those seeds are going to spread, and more resilient plants of that species or that genus, whatever you want to, whatever the fuck the term is, will perpetuate in the newer climate. And same thing with humans. Again, if you have a virus, like a real dangerous, and it spreads and it kills 99% of people, well, that 1% that survived for a reason. Whatever their genetic makeup is, survived, and then they're going to reproduce, and all the offspring will have the genetic mutations that will prevent that virus from negatively affecting survival of the fittest. It's fascinating, and using logic and common sense solves a lot of questions. It doesn't mean that you eat a vegetable and you're going to die. But if you look around, you know, a lot of the issues come from concentrated vegetable oils and things like that, which come from vegetables. But at the same time, vegetable oils are just concentrated amounts, but even in smaller amounts, depending on the processing and how it's cooked, can negatively affect humans in a big way. BK, Papa Swolio, what would be an adequate substitute for barbell squats? Having shoulder issues with which keep me from doing them. Looking for something as challenging. Nothing is as challenging as squats. Squats are challenging for a reason, and you're looking for an alternative, but there is no substitute. So just right off the bat, there's no substitute for squats. Nothing replaces a squat. You could do leg press or hack squats or whatever it is all day. It doesn't replace a squat. The question is, do you need squats to build muscle? No. Do you need squats to be healthy? No. But this is a very fundamental movement. So you have shoulder issues. The real question is, why are you having shoulder issues? Instead of avoiding the exercise, you need to be addressing your shoulder mobility. I don't know what shoulder issues means, but you need to be addressing that. Don't detour around it. I would get some wooden clubs or very light steel clubs and start swinging, start practicing shoulder mobility, start practicing yoga, and be relentless in that, because your shoulder issues are not going to get better by avoiding barbell squats. You might also want to use a safety bar where you're holding in the front. So if it's like the external rotation and grabbing back here, you can grab the bar here in the front and still do back squats. But for many people, depending on your height, if people are very, very tall, it's hard to do back squats appropriately. So front squats are a good alternative or good option. You could do Bulgarian split squats with dumbbells. You can do hack squats if you do them properly. You can do sissy squats. You can do RDLs. There's a lot of great leg exercises, but when you say substitute, it's always going to be a second best, right? It's always going to be, oh, you could do this, you could do this one, but it's not as fundamental and as challenging. And the reason why squats are so good is because they're uncomfortable, because they're challenging. And there are going to be people that make arguments that, oh, there's better muscle building exercise than squats. It's not just about the muscle building. It's also about the mental fortitude. It's about the grit required to push out a set to failure in squats. It's fucking brutal. Every rep with a squat is like telling you to fucking quit. So there's unique aspects of a squat that you won't get from other exercises. Doesn't mean you shouldn't do other exercises. Doesn't mean you can't build muscle or be successful with other things. BK, might be an injury or my rheumatoid arthritis acting up. What's your nutrition like? Having autoimmune issues, you definitely want to make sure your nutrition's on point as well. Stephanie, Papa Swole, I bet I already know the answer, but what are your thoughts on Mongiorno and other weight loss injectables? I have never heard of that. So, of course, what do you think my opinion is on injecting something for weight loss? It circumvents habit building. There's going to be tons of side effects and things that are not yet fleshed out from all these things. I don't know how it works. I don't know what the mechanism is, but anything that shortcuts hard work and discipline is not going to be good for someone long-term. Nor will it necessarily be a healthy long-term solution. Again, one thing that the woke tards will always promote, like weight loss doesn't mean you're getting healthier. I agree. That's why we're not talking about weight loss, we're talking about fat loss. But fat loss as a byproduct of building muscle, following the 7 pillars, eating healthy, getting quality sleep. I mean, it's not just about, oh, the fat's not on my body, I'm healthy now. It has nothing to do with it, because you could lose weight from having a disease or from being a meth head. So it's really about the habits. You can get your stomach stapled and gain the weight back. Getting your stomach stapled doesn't keep you out of the drive-thru at McDonald's. So, okay. Stella, Papa Swolio, if you do strength training 3 times a week and cardio the other 4 days, is that bad? I mean, do you still need rest days? My question is, why are you doing so much cardio and not more strength training? Rest days, you don't need. You need recovery days. But sounds like you're focusing a little bit too much on the cardio. I'd flip that, personally. It depends on what you're doing for the strength training, what your goals are, and what kind of cardio you're doing. Nothing wrong with going for a walk, but if you're beating yourself up with cardio, a lot of times people hold themselves back from progress by doing too much of that. John, I add a bit of Redmond and Celtic sea salt in every serving of water. Do you know if liquid IV or Relight are more efficient electrolyte hydration, or are these supplements the same as natural salt? They're not the same. They have potassium and magnesium in quantities that regular sea salt doesn't. So if you're just having sea salt, you're not getting enough, or you're not getting magnesium or potassium. I'm not sure what the amounts, but they're trace. So you're getting a lot of trace minerals. So you could also supplement with magnesium separately or potassium, but the main electrolytes are sodium, potassium, and magnesium. So I don't use liquid IV. They put sugar, as far as I've seen. I use Element and Relight. You don't need sugar for absorption. That's it's nonsense. All right, let's see. If you want to follow up with any of the questions, if you're watching live, you can throw it in the chat and follow up. Eric, I tell people all the time the hardest part of squats are the mental aspect because of feeling that weight on your body. Exactly. I think there's a lot more to squats than just, is it targeting certain muscle groups? A lot of people do squats for glutes, which it's not a glute exercise, a quad exercise. So if you're doing squats for glutes, it's just not an efficient exercise for glutes. You see all these like Gymshark girls. I do squats for butt. Squats aren't a glute exercise. It's not an ideal posterior chain exercise. You need to keep your body more upright. You should be elevating your heels on plates, using lifting shoes, or having good ankle and knee mobility to keep your back more upright in order to focus more on your leg drive. If you want to do glute exercises, you could do your hip thrusts, you could do RDLs, you could do kettlebell swings, you can do Bulgarian split squats, or other exercises that will be more effective for posterior chain. Doesn't mean you can't develop your glutes, doesn't mean it won't work your glutes, but anyone that does squats, no, you're not going to like have a sick ass pump from squats. It's going to be your quads more. Ricardo Miramontes, I've been listening to your podcast and learning about the 7 pillars. Welcome to the show, Ricardo. Thanks for listening in. Appreciate it. All right, let's see. Take some more questions. BK, have you ever do you know what a safety squat bar is? You can also, if you're doing front squats, you're putting the bar on the front, but you could use straps and hold. If you can't get that flexibility, you can hold straps on the bar. But a safety squat bar is a good option. And that's the bar that looks like a yoke and it goes around your neck and you're holding in the front. So you don't have to get the external rotation for your shoulders. I have a couple bars like that. And when I'm doing squats, I prefer that bar just because if I have a bar that's in a better position, the only reason that Arnold and all these guys didn't use those types of bars back in the day is like, I don't even know when those got created, but they didn't have them. They just had straight bars. So you can do front squats like this. You can do front squats like that. And if you're tall, it's usually good to do front squats. I prefer front squats or more of a front loaded squat over a back squat. But you really need to work on ankle mobility. A lot of people don't have ankle mobility, so they can't stay as upright with a back squat. They feel it more in their back. They get more in their glutes, and it's really not the best form. So you can move more to front squats and work on ankle mobility. So anyway, but back in the day in the 60s, 70s, they didn't have those bars. So everyone was just using a straight bar. But if you have better tools, again, all these different pieces of equipment are tools. But it doesn't take away from the fact that you need ankle mobility and proper form. All right, let's see. Spurious, the Great, Papa Swolio. How can I convince my friends to go to the fucking gym?
Matt Damon.
Not you. You can't. You can't. You just got to go yourself. Sounds like you need some new friends. Maybe you'll meet them at the fucking gym. You can, like, hey, I'm going to the gym. And if they don't want to go with you, if they want to be fat, lazy fucks, that's a sign that you're going to be drifting apart. The gym and taking care of your health is so fundamentally a different path than everything else that most people do. Hate to be the one to break it to you. I don't really hate it. I don't care. But this is going to be the first initial split of you not spending much time with those people. They're going to become more acquaintances than friends. It's just how it works. Because you start to respect people less when they don't respect themselves. And when I say respect, I don't mean you're an asshole to them. It's just like, you don't get it. You start speaking, it's a different language. You're starting to speak a different language when you take care of your health, because that's going to come down to the gym. That's going to come down to what you're eating. That's going to come down to sleeping and not going out and partying all fucking night. Like, everything that most people do is the opposite of the 7 pillars. So when you start following the 7 pillars, you go down a different path, and you got to start surrounding yourself with better people. Just saying. So the convincing part, Spurious, again, you can't convince anyone. And the other issue is, you can mention it. You can encourage them. You can be like, hey, and open the door for them. Hey, let's go to the fucking gym. But you're wasting your energy. You're wasting your precious human energy on people that they aren't ready for it yet, or they don't want to do it. And the unfortunate part here is that these are those conversations or these points in your life when you start realizing that the people aren't who you thought they were, or your interests are just so fundamentally different at this point. And I really highly encourage you to take that path. It might be a more difficult path, but that's why it's the right path. And let them continue on their journey if they don't want to join you. Not to mention, you don't need anyone to join you at the gym. You should be going to the fucking gym yourself anyway. I really don't. I'm not a big fan of lifting partners and training with other people. I think you should just go by yourself and build that discipline to go on your own. And then if someone wants to come with you, that's okay. But for me, I like head down. I don't want to depend or wait for someone or babysit someone when I'm training. Not that I'm not saying you don't show people, but you don't want to be, you're training, you're advanced, and you have someone new with you. It's educate them. You want to go, at least go in a different time, right? You're going for yourself, get your workout in, maybe go again later to show someone that you care about how to do things properly. But just make sure it doesn't interfere with yours. I think everyone, again, I've always said this, there's nothing wrong. Can you have a good training partner? Of course. But anyone that does or has ever had one or is professional will tell you it's very hard to find a training partner, because rarely will you find someone that's that disciplined, that consistent, that will hold you to a higher standard. If you find that person, cool, go for it. But you should have that foundation of doing it yourself, because it doesn't matter if they're there or they get sick or they can't make it. Fine. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't want to depend on that. This is why another reason, like if you go, that's why Swolenormous X, the yoga studio, is so much more powerful than going to a yoga studio. And the reason is people get hooked into certain instructors. The gym is closed or the yoga studio is closed and then you don't go, or the schedule doesn't line up. Oh, my class isn't at this time. Then you don't do your yoga on that day. You can't depend on other people. So you have to make sure that you're able to pivot and have that foundation of doing it yourself. It's very important to build that discipline yourself and not to depend on other people. It's very easy to just start deflecting to what other people's schedule is. Oh, I can't make it this time. Can you do it later? And then you shift your whole schedule around because they can, blah, blah, blah. Don't do it. Just some thoughts. Keep in mind. Jessica, Papa Swolio, 1 of 2. Ooh, so professional. My husband signed up for unlimited. I'm trying to help guide him through it. 90-day dash wasn't really working for him. Is there any reason he can't start with Swole season? Yes, he should start with the 90-day dash. What do you mean it wasn't working for him? Come on, bullshit. He thought it was too simple and it kicked his ass and he wanted to lift heavy weights right away. There's more to it than that. It's not about not working for him. He wasn't working He wasn't working it, was he? I feel like it is what he is after. That's not really the concern. He's missing out on a lot. He's already got a lot of muscle, and I know he needs to add mobility in for sure. Right, well, that's why the 9-day dash is there. He can transition. How far did he do? How far did he go? How far did he go? What did he do? Did he try one workout? And it's like, it's not working for me. Just curious. There's a lot in there that's very important as a foundation before moving into swole season. And if he hasn't done mobility, then he hasn't ever integrated it with strength training. So you can do the first 2 phases and then move into swole season. You don't have to do the third phase. But if those initial workouts were challenging and didn't seem like he needed a lot of weight and were frustrating for him, a lot of dudes just saying there's a lot of ego there too. And it's a very humbling approach when you're not just going to the gym and doing heavy bench press and shit like that. It usually highlights people's weak points and they don't like it. Just saying. So maybe some more follow-up. Oh, there you go. See? Yes. I mean, that's him. It wasn't working for him. No, he needs to practice more meditation and come to grips with the fact that it's something that he's not supposed to be good at. Jessica, he was getting frustrated with the Swolga, like to the point that I didn't know how to help. Exactly. There you go. So there's the answer. Because he's never done yoga and he couldn't push past the mental part of not being able to do it. All right. So I said already. Cool. That's good. That's good. It's not just about physical training. You need to have humility doing these programs. You need to be open-minded to new things. And he needs to understand and to learn that he wants to build muscle. He wants to lift heavy weights. Cool. But if you're lifting heavy weights without this foundation, that's how people get hurt. And that's how you hold yourself back. These programs are designed in a manner that I wish I had when I started lifting, because I was lifting heavy for a long time. And then I had to go back and put in all this fucking work with mobility and undo a lot of the issues that would have expanded my progress tremendously throughout my life. So these are all designed. The reason why mobility and Swolga and the yoga is so integrated is I wish I was doing that when I started training. I wish I was doing that. I wish I wasn't lifting fucking heavy for like 8, 9 years, 10 years before I started doing yoga. Brain gain is very important. It's his ego. We all have an ego, and he has to come to grips. He needs some more humility with the programming. And if he's watching or listening, it's good that he's frustrated. That's the important thing. The question is why. It's not that he's getting frustrated. How many of you got frustrated when you were first doing total body awareness or Swolga? It's common. It's frustrating because it seems like you should be able to do it. You're balancing on one leg. You're like, why the fuck? And you get pissed off at yourself because, what, you're not an expert? It's like sitting down at the piano for the first time and being frustrated that you're not able to play like Beethoven. It's like, what kind of, like, who do you think you are that you're going to be an expert just because you want to play the piano? So the first time I did yoga, I tell this story all the time. The first time I did yoga, I remember doing, I think it was like reverse triangle, whatever it was. I remember looking up at my hand. I was like vibrating, looking up at my hand, and sweat was dripping from my fingertips onto my forehead like Chinese water torch. And I was thinking, what the fuck is wrong with me? What the fuck? Why is this so hard? And I just couldn't handle not being good at it. So instead of getting pissed off and skipping it, I started practicing relentlessly until I had a very good competency with yoga. So those sticking points are weak points. And those weak points are going to limit him in swole season. They're going to limit him with weight training. They're going to lead him to preventable injury. And we don't want that to happen. So the 90-day dash, especially the earlier phases, they're not necessarily designed to expose weaknesses. They just do. It's not like, okay, I'm going to expose all your weaknesses so you feel shitty. No, the 90-day dash is designed in a manner to target your weaknesses. That way they don't hinder your progress moving forward. Let's see. And if he wants to practice the yoga or Swolga, try the other ones or try some starter classes in the yoga studio so you could practice that more. Let's see. Lupe, 90-day dash is very humbling. I thought yoga was easy and how wrong I was. Thanks for the input. Pedro, people like feeling strong and confident. Being weak and unable to do moves and lack of experience makes folks frustrated. Agreed. Cerny, it's a good thing. Teaches you your weaknesses so you know what you really need to work on. Dan, single leg deadlifts were very frustrating, but you know what? My core is stronger and my balance is much better. Hashtag 7 pillars. Lacey, I made it 7 minutes the first time I tried it. And it's coming from Lacey, who does like high level, strongman competitions. So talk about someone who's her entire life has just been lifting heavy fucking shit. Like winning competitions and just lifting stupid heavy fucking weights. So to last 7 minutes and be like, talk about like an ego destruction, right? Talk about a humbling experience. I was the same way. It's just, John, I've been strength training since 2006. And when I joined you all, I was fairly yoked, but the 90-day dash was and still is absolutely 100% essential. I felt like an idiot starting 90-day dash. I get it. Jeff, I felt like I was failing a sobriety test when starting out. That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah. Jessica, I did suggest he starts some of the beginner yoga. I will reiterate it and tell him to try the brain gains. Yeah, but he needs to practice the Swolga. So practice it. Like he's getting frustrated with it. Good. He has to work through that frustration. That's part of it. It's as mental as it is physical. Probably more mental. I think we can all agree. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. You're going to be unstable. You're going to be shaky. You're going to be uncomfortable. It's going to burn in like your joint. It's going to burn in your toes and your arches of your feet are going to ache. And you're like, what the fuck? I thought I was strong. Yeah, well, not in all areas, nor should you be. When you start something new, right? If you've never done it before, you're not going to be good, but it's there for a reason. And it wasn't really working for him. What? Because it doesn't target things that he's already done. Cool. He can bench press. Cool. He can squat. Great. I remember my first beer. So could I. It's not about being fun. It's not about being something that you can handle. The whole point of this is to fill in cracks in the foundation. So when he goes to swole season, he can make more gains. He can mitigate his injury. He's going to gain strength and endurance and mobility that he never thought possible. He's going to do exercises that he's been doing his entire life and not feel as much restriction, feel more strength, get better pumps. Like he's just going to feel better when he trains. He's going to recover faster. So yeah, it's not supposed to be something that he can handle. If I just made a program that was something that everyone can handle, then you wouldn't make progress. Because if you've done it already and it's something that you could handle, then it's not really challenging you to get better. It's not working on things that you need to work on. Shane, been rough these first few weeks. And I feel like a pansy in the gym when I do Swolga and mobility around the other folks doing snatches and powerlifting. Well, we all know how that goes. The snatches and the powerlifting, people get injured all the time. Why do they get injured? Because they don't also practice yoga, because they don't periodize their programs. They just lift heavy all the time. And if you lift heavy all the time, you're going to get hurt at some point. That's a good topic. Nicolay KM, Papa Sully, what's the exercise you use for abs? I don't do a lot of direct targeting for abs. You could do leg raises, you could do ab roller, you could do kettlebell work, club work, mace work. A lot of stuff works your core. But if you want to see your abs, which is the reason why many people say, like, hey, what exercise do you do for abs? They want to see them more. That's going to come down to not eating garbage fucking food and getting better sleep. You're going to store more fat around your hips and your waistline if you are not getting quality sleep, if you're constantly inflamed, if you have a lot of estrogenics in your environment. So cutting down on those things are going to lean you out from the foundation. But There are many exercises to do for your abs. There's really no right or wrong or good or better exercise, but stabilization exercises like planks and stuff are fine. Leg raises. There are all sorts of different things. Yoga is fantastic for your core. Let's see, Jessica, it humbled me as well, and I came into it with years of doing yoga and working out. I tried to pass that along, but maybe seeing that everyone else had the same experience will help get that across. Yeah, and that's why we have the Swole fam. Because, you read in the comments how there are people that have been lifting for their entire lives, and there are new people. We all have that same experience. I did too. So that's why it's important to surround yourself with people like this. Is that from all different backgrounds, people have the same experience and you realize, oh, okay, I'll keep going. Whereas if you just arbitrarily pick a program, you're doing it on your own without the Swole fam, you'll get frustrated and quit and not be consistent with it. But if he keeps going through and doing it, again, this is very similar, Jessica. It's very similar to going to the gym when you don't feel like it. So I always say, go to the fucking gym. And I always say when you don't feel like it is the most important time to go to the fucking gym. Why? Because you practice going to the gym when you don't feel like it. And you start having good workouts even when you didn't feel like going. And then it wires your brain to understand, oh, I don't feel like going to the gym. Cool. That means I'm going to go because I'm probably going to have one of those great workouts. So it's a practice of going when you don't feel like it. Getting up early to train first, you have to practice getting up early to train first. So it's the same thing. He doesn't like the Swolga or it's frustrating to him. Cool. That means he has to go through it. That's a sign. That's a sign that that's what he has to do. Oh, it's frustrating. Cool. He has to fucking focus on that. He has to do that head on. That's important. Everyone wants to skip something they don't like or, oh, it's challenging, so they don't do it. That's exactly the sign that you have to do it and that you should go right through that shit. Frank, is there a stretch or exercise to loosen up the muscles that go across your collarbone, upper chest area? Well, it is your upper chest and your sternocleidomastoid. So there's good ones. Dead hangs are great. Club work is great. Yoga, upward dog and downward dog is fantastic. You can, what is that? Scorpion stretch, arms out to the side. You could kick your leg back and over and do like twists when you're on your stomach. There's some really good in the Swolga. I think it's in the Swolga. There's some really good shoulder mobility and shoulder classes, but also you can do, what was I going to say? Oh God, I was just going to say something. Oh, I mean, dropping your arms down to the side, doing, dropping your ear to the same shoulder, pinch your shoulders back and down, turning and then rotating your chin up. And you could do this, for example, right arm down, dropping your left ear to your left shoulder, and then turning your chin up to the ceiling or the sky, and then gently pushing down with that left hand on your collarbone. So you're driving your chin to the side, head to the side, and then pushing your chin up, and then pulling down your right collarbone. It stretches your sternocleidomastoid. So that's there. That'll pull on your clavicle and it can be tension in your neck. So there's a lot of great things you can do for that area. But what I do before an upper body workout is I'll grab the 10 or 15 pound club and I'll do inside and outside circles for 10, 15 minutes straight. I'll set a timer and then just swing. I'll do a bunge underhand with the right, bunge underhand with the left, and I go right overhand, left overhand, just switch. When one arm gets a little bit tired, I switch to the other side. I'll just do 15 minutes straight of swinging. Gets tons of blood to the muscles. And remember, clubs are designed to go high rep. Hundreds and hundreds of repetitions. Not just like, grab a heavy club, do 6 reps. I rarely go heavy with the clubs. I like going heavy with the clubs, but I usually do tons of high reps with lower weight. Okay, let's see. Oh, Nancy got a glute ham raise. Ooh, very exciting. Jose, JOSEFA_G. Is that Jose Fag? Josefa G. All right. My brother needs to start working out, but won't, even with family and instructors' helps. Okay, then leave it be. He needs to, but he won't. Okay. So focus on you getting yours. You can't make people train. You can't make people exercise. It sucks, but you can encourage him. You can invite him. You can be open with open arms. Maybe if he sees you, if you want someone close to you to make positive changes, you have to be relentless with your own personal approach. You cannot half-assed, skip sometimes, cheat sometimes. You can, you can't be fucking half-assed with this shit. So if you want your significant other, your children, your brothers and sisters, your cousins, parents, anyone around you to take their health more seriously, you have to be militant with yourself, relentlessly disciplined. You can't be slacking. You can't be skipping shit. You can't be making excuses because they're going to see right through that. And it takes time, weeks, months, years of you just, that's who you are. It's going to naturally attract them because they're going to see your progress. You might not think they're watching. They're watching. They're seeing you make better choices. They're seeing you be disciplined. And they wish they were. They wish they were disciplined. They might not say it. They might give you shit, but deep down, they wish they were as disciplined as you. They wish they could do what you do. And they don't realize that they can if they flip the switch, but their ego won't let them because they're digging in. They're prideful. They can't release. They don't have that humility. So you have to lead by example. You're not going to be able, don't stop. It's exhausting and it's frustrating because you have good information and you want to share it with people that you care about, but they won't listen. So what are you going to do? Fuck it. Fuck it. It's not easy to do so because you care about them. You have really good information and you want them to have it too. Hey, here's what I did. It's awesome. You should do this too. And the hardest people to do that to, or the hardest people to convince, are people that knew you before you did this. So it's your parents, it's your siblings, it's your best friends. They knew you when you were drinking all the time. They knew you when you were eating garbage every night. They knew you before you were following the 7 pillars. They knew you. So at the beginning, whether you like it or not, it's viewed as a fad. It's viewed as a short-term thing, like a thing that you're going to do for a little bit. It's viewed as hypocrisy, especially if you tell them. It's like, what are you talking about? You've been eating shit until last week, and all of a sudden you're going to preach to me about health. It's like someone coming up to you with a new MLM scam or a new pyramid scheme. Hey, look, you want to buy this makeup? Hey, look, you want to buy this toothpaste? It's looked at it like that. Someone's pushing you some get-rich-quick scheme. That's how it's perceived. So you have to just do it to the point where it's obviously not a fad. It's obviously your new you have to forge that new identity. And once you do, you'll be surprised at how many people come around, or they start making changes on their own from a distance. They don't tell you, but they start doing it because people don't have humility. They don't want to tell you or ask for help, or they don't want to be behind. They want to maybe catch up a little bit on their own or get a personal trainer or start eating a little bit better. And guess what? And I say they're watching, but again, it doesn't matter if they're not, right? The bottom line is you need to do it for you. So rather than worry about convincing people, it's kind of fuck them if they don't. If they do, cool. If someone asks you, if someone that you care about, you have to be careful too, because people will suck away your life energy. They'll ask for help and you'll spend all this time. Like, I've had so many experiences and people have told me so many stories that you'll sit down, they're interested, and you'll talk to them for 2 hours about changing their habits and eating grass-fed beef and all this stuff. And then you see them the next day and they're just drinking soda and eating chips. You're like, what the fuck? You're wasting my goddamn time. So maybe that has to happen sometimes, once or twice, for you to get to the point where you're like, fuck it. I'm doing it for me. I don't give a shit about anyone else. Because it just rips your fucking heart out in a way. You're like, oh, you know what? Fuck you. And that happens. That happens. So in other words, what someone does with their health is none of your business. If they ask, I'm not saying say, fuck you. You can help someone, but just keep in mind, don't go too far into it. Don't go so hard helping someone in this. Give them a little bit and then see if they want more. Give them a little bit. Don't confuse them. Don't overload them. Just give them a little basics. Give them a little treat. Give the mouse a cookie and see if he wants a glass of milk. Because people love handouts, but then you start telling them the truth and telling them everything they need to do. Boom, right over their head, one in one ear, out the other. All the excuses come. I don't have time. I can't do this. But I like my cake. I like my pizza. But what about the Super Bowl? And what about the Sundays? And what about the Tuesday nights? And what about this? It's like, then don't do it. Stay fat. Enjoy your diabetes. Why do you think I rant all the time? It gets out my frustration of people being lazy as fuck and not taking care of their health. It's like my projection of my internal frustration from an entire career trying to help people that just won't help themselves. It's just exhausting. So it's better for me to broadcast the message and just rant into the ether, and it's going to hit the people that it's going to hit. And a lot of people can't handle it. A lot of people aren't ready for the message, and that's fine. Shocker. Nothing new. Nothing new. Most people aren't ready for the message, and that's fine. They will be eventually, or they'll realize when it's too late. I can't train or eat for them. I can't live their life. I can only control what I do. So I can only control what I do. I can go to the fucking gym. I can yell at people to go to the fucking gym. I can't control whether they do or not. I can say, hey, stop eating poison. Eat a fucking steak. And they don't. Okay, well, I do what I can do. Aside from that, what else am I going to do? They have to actually take some steps. So you want to ask a question here on the show? I will answer the question. It might not be what you want to hear, but I will answer the question. But that's a lot of what you're going to experience. But bottom line, you need to help yourself. You need to help yourself. And once you change your identity to someone who takes care of their health, it will rub off on other people to the extent that it'll rub off on other people. But the bottom line is you have to do it for you. Otherwise, you're a hypocrite. And I don't like the phrase cheat days either. I think it's stupid. You don't have to cheat. There's no need to cheat. You shouldn't be cheating. If you're eating real fucking food and taking care of your health and you're doing things properly, there's no such thing as cheating. You're only cheating if you're doing something wrong. And then you rebound and you launch into this binge eating of garbage because you weren't doing it in the right way to begin with. You didn't have the right mindset. It's not about discipline. It's about giving yourself real nutrition, understanding what these things are that you're putting in your body. And then you just don't want to. I'm not restricting myself. Oh my God, I would love to drink alcohol. No, I don't. I don't want it. I just don't want it. I have a whole we moved it. We had a liquor, I had cigars and like a liquor area we moved it because it was taking up space. It was a stupid display for what? We moved it to the top of the kitchen cabinets, and I even forgot we had whiskey until the other day. I looked up because I was going to get some more Element that we store up there. I'm like, oh shit, I forgot all these bottles were up here. Don't care. I don't want pizza. I don't want garbage. I just don't want it. I'm not restricting myself. I'd rather eat good food. I'd rather eat something that makes me feel good. Makes me feel good because it's nutritionally dense. Not to get a little braingasm because I hate my fucking life and I just want some sort of pleasure. So let me get it through stuffing my face. Hayes 104, how long you been lifting for? 23 years or so. How can I build muscle fast? Not that you were saying that, Hayes. Welcome to the show. Stella, most people want to see fast results. It's like, quote, I've been lifting for 2 weeks now. Why am I not a bodybuilder already? Yeah, exactly. It's not Amazon Prime. You can't just order muscles. People want to get big before they even fucking learn how to lift yet. BK, thanks for answering my first question. You're welcome. I'm wondering which food you would recommend for someone with autoimmune issues to drop first. I already started to include more beef and drop other stuff. Check out our content, The Elimination Diet. If you remember, we have the Elimination Diet and the Nutrition Jumpstart in the kitchen. It's not like which food. I mean, the Elimination Diet is the process of eliminating as many commonly inflammatory foods for 6 to 8 weeks and then testing things one at a time. But I would highly recommend going for animal proteins, animal fats, grass-fed beef, pastured eggs, fruits, cooking in beef tallow, grass-fed butter, staying away from most starchy carbohydrates and liquid sugars and vegetable oils and seed oils and stuff like that. All right. One or two more questions. Shaolin Monk. Best workout to work the lower chest. Some good exercises are ring dips or chest dips with the V-bar. So dips are fantastic for lower chesticles. You could also do kneeling one-arm cables. Pullovers are great. Dumbbell pullovers are great. There's a certain form with kneeling pullovers with a 45-degree angle in the scapular plane that's great for the chesticles, and also, high-low cable crossovers are great, but chest dips are probably my number one recommendation. There's no best either, but that always crushes my tatters. Tyler, not a question, but I want to thank you for the question I asked about lower back. I feel fantastic. No more knots and aches. Good. Excellent. Glad to hear it, Tyler. Thanks for following up. All right. Very simple, rudimentary question, but always important. Kind of, we answered already. Demolition XDD. How do you stay motivated to go to the gym? I don't. You practice going when you don't feel like it. If it's time to go to the gym, you go to the gym. It has nothing to do with motivation. Motivation is, I feel like doing something. Shocker. You're not going to feel like doing most things most of the time, but there are things that you should do. There are things that you should do because you can control them, and you should do them. And how you feel is irrelevant. Alexander, I've been in a tough place and I can't go to the gym. How would I work out? Please help. Train at home. Do yoga, push-ups, pull-ups, dips, inverted rows with tables and chairs, and you can do all sorts of things with just body weight. You can practice yoga, watch free videos on YouTube. You can go to swolenormousx.com/links and try a free class. You can sign up for a free class that we offer. So there's a lot of ways you can work out and do it. You'll feel better. Meditation, all that stuff's free. Archit 1012. I'm a vegetarian. Ooh. I'm new to bodybuilding. I'm skinny. How should I bulk? By eating grass-fed beef, eating beef, eggs, getting more dense nutrition, and a lot of it, lifting heavy weights. Vague questions get vague answers. But hopefully you start looking into the importance of nutrient-dense animal nutrition. Vegetarianism, that's kind of vague because some people are kind of more vegan than vegetarian, or they'll eat eggs. You can be vegetarian and eat a lot of eggs, so you're getting good nutrition. Eggs are very bioavailable. But I would definitely recommend getting in some more beef and organs and stuff. It's very important. Let's see. Nancy's got a good... We'll close with this. Nancy has a story. My best friend, she says, all you can do is lead by example. My best friend has type 2 diabetes and started cold plunging. Okay. I was supportive of her doing it, and she's like, quote, I have to get this inflammation down. She's not thinking about her inflammation. That's not really how it works. It doesn't stop diabetes. But I told her to stop eating seed oils, gluten, and sugar, and she just texted back, no. Damn, what a cunt. So I told her, quote, enjoy your inflammation then and stop talking to her about it. Woo! Damn.
Boom shakalaka!
The more you hate me, the more you will learn.
Can you imagine? Oh, you should be cutting out this garbage processed shit. No. Enjoy your fucking diabetes. Cold plunging, fam, doesn't stop diabetes. It's kind of based on your habits, like training hard and not putting garbage in your face hole. Cold plunging. I need to get down this inflammation. Cold plunging doesn't, I guess maybe it has a positive effect on your pancreas. I love cold plunging. I do it every morning for a couple minutes. Not so sure about the type 2 diabetes though. Not so sure. Enjoy your inflammation then. Fucking idiots. Fucking idiots. Oh, Jessica, I went and stocked up on grass-fed beef and have been experimenting with it. Jessica, how does your husband eat? Is he on board with all that stuff? Good for you. Good for you. All right, fam, let's give away this Swole card. We got a great one. Here we go, Beaches. Reminder, tomorrow we have our accountability meeting. I do have the image. That's right. It was the image, not on the screen. Accountability meeting tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern time, Monday the 23rd. So tomorrow's episode will be private. If you're not yet a member, now's the time to join swolenormousx.com. I'll put that on the bottom of the screen. And of course, it's in the show notes and Most of you that listen to the show, you know Swolenormous X. A lot of you watching live, you're all members, so it's all good. But if you're interested in learning about the elimination diet, we walk you through it. We have thousands of recipes in the kitchen. We have the full programs, 90-Day Dash, Scorched Earth, Swole Season, Swole Mastery is a bodyweight program. We have hundreds of yoga classes. I think we're coming up on 300 yoga classes. We have Swolga classes, which are mobility and yoga taught by myself. The Swollen 7 series with Steel Club, Mace Bell. We have the Double Club. We have the Heavy Club and the Mace Flow, the Swole Flow programs that we launched this past month. So we have a ton of stuff that will attack all your 7 pillars. But what's really the most important aspects of Swolenormous X, as much as there's so much volume of content that we're adding every single week, and tomorrow in the accountability meeting, we'll release some more stuff and some more recipes and yoga and such like we do every week. But it's a Swole fam. So it's the constant growing brain of information. So as the Swole fam grows and becomes more educated from our own personal practices, when you have a question, when you have something that you're dealing with, like Jessica dropping in, mentioning stuff about her husband, new member, welcome to the fam, of course. Everyone's here to voice their opinions and their experiences and help keep everyone on track. And it's one of the best things. It is the best thing about Swolenormous X is the fact that you have access to this community where you can have these discussions 24/7, whether you need support, emotional support for your community and your family, whether you're overcoming addictions or, bad habits, trying to build new ones. You have an exercise question, you have a form question, you have a nutrition question. The Swole fam's here all the time. So, that's the best part about all of this is that it's not just, oh, here, do this program, eat this way. No, we educate you and teach you how to customize your nutrition, how to customize these programs, how to individualize and essentially customize your 7 pillars, because that's what it's all about. It's not about what I do. It's not about what I do. I'm happy to share what I do, but what I personally do might not be right for everyone. I think it's a vast, major, epic improvement for almost everyone. But at the same time, my specific lifestyle, my specific day-to-day, my specific flow of my schedule shouldn't be the same for everyone. Everyone's different. So it's important that you learn to customize your 7 pillars. We can all have the same foundation, the things that we focus on, but the outcome of those things might look different from person to person. So if you want to download your free copy, learn more about memberships, all that stuff, swolenormousx.com. But most of you already know that. 7 pillars of the bee's knees. That being said, let's get into let's give away this fucking Swole card. Falcon, kick us. Thank you. Okay. All right. I see you. Falcon, goddamn fucking bird. Oh, let's go. Let's fucking go. Talk about deserving of Swole card. We got very own Epic Eric. We'll call him Epic Eric. Eric Dean. Congratulations. We'll call him Epic Eric. All right. Eric, send us an email to support@swolenormous.com. Swole card 2452, and we'll send you this Swole card. Fucking fantastic, my friend. And if you don't know Eric's been around since like 2006. No, but I think 2016 or 17. Since the Periscope days. Congratulations, send us that email, brother. We'll get you the Swole card, and we'll take some soundboard requests.
Don't forget to watch Where the Sun Don't Shine.
I like to caress rusty spoons.
As do I, an underrated pastime.
Shampoo my crotch.
Hadouken! Hadouken!
I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you?
Well, I could be wrong, but I believe diversity is an old wooden ship that was used during the Civil War era.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Come on, man.
Shut up, bitch! Are there any women here today?
Now I know you'd love to just sit there and keep being not slim, but we gotta work a little today, okay?
I got hairy legs. You're insane, gold member.
Look at her. She looks like she's 19 years old, sitting there like a little lady in a race car.
The attacks on me, quite frankly, are attacks on science.
Oh, there was a funny tweet I saw. I got to tell you about this, man. There was a tweet that someone posted the pictures of like Klaus Schwab, Tony Fauci, and like a couple other, I forget who it was, but they said in the tweet, they said, name this boy band. And someone said the Backstreet Boys. The Backstreet Boys. It was so good. The Backstreet Boys. Oh my God, it was so good. I almost spit out my water I was drinking, scrolling on Twitter. The Backstreet Boys. That's a t-shirt right there. Backstreet's back. All right. Coast to coast. All right. Very nice. Very nice. Golf clap. Right? I died. Coast to coast. LA to Chicago. All right. Okay, fam. Happy Sunday. Go make some gains. No rioting this weekend. Just don't do that. Remember, no rioting, no racism, no transphobia. Be good people out there. Be good people. I can't say it seriously. Go beat the fuck out of those weights. Go lift some fucking weights. Go to the fucking gym. Go make some sick fucking gains. We'll be back here tomorrow. Of course, we have the accountability meeting. And Tuesday, we'll be back here for... Loretta, no white shenanigans. Everyone knows no, remember, no white shenanigans.
It is not my place as a smaller bodied white man to comment on
Gotta
it.
get that soundboard. No white shenanigans this weekend, okay? It's Sunday. I know. It's a day everyone's getting a little ripped on some mimosas, all right? I know. I get it. No white shenanigans. No shenanigans of any kind. Huh? All right, we'll see you tomorrow for the meeting and back here for Tainty Tuesday for episode 2454. My God, we're 28 days. No, I can't do math. 28 days away. 48 days away from our next signature series. I can't believe we're on the back 50 of the 24 hundos. Almost coming up on 25 hundo. All right, fam, we'll see you tomorrow for the meeting. 12 noon Eastern time. Be there. And we'll be back for the live stream on Tainty Tuesday. Peace, McGee's, Deuce Magoose, your boy Papa Swolio.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808s, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like...
Then yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
That's a bag that you made. That's a bag that you made. That's a bag that you made. That's a bag that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, chill. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Whoa, my shit is relevant. On topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making new deposits. I'm in my element, no ollies.